Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good day to you. That's depending where you are in the world. I'm in London. We're doing a nighttime devotion from the devotional Christ Triumphant. Sabbath blessings, one and all. It's the Friday evening, sunset. Sabbath begins. Friday sunset, or as we call preparation day, leads into Sabbath. The devotional was called Christ Triumphant. The title today, Departure from Integrity May Imperil the Soul. 1 Chronicles 29 verse 25. And the Lord magnified Solomon exceedingly in the sight of all Israel, and bestowed upon him such royal majesty as had not been on any king before him in Israel. Solomon, who had once solemnly charged the people at the dedication of the temple, "Let your heart therefore be perfect with the Lord our God," chose his own way and in his heart separated from God. He might have linked himself with God and have received more and still more of the knowledge of God, but he betrayed his trust and wandered farther and farther from God. Looking upon this picture, we see what human beings become when they separate from God. One false step prepares the way for a second and a third, and every step is taken more easily than the last. Let us beware of imperiling the soul by departing from the principles of integrity. There's no safety in tampering with the divine safeguards of peace and righteousness. Did the Lord make a mistake in placing Solomon in a position of so great responsibility? No. God prepared him to bear these responsibilities and promised him grace and strength on condition of obedience. "Then shalt thou prosper," David said to him, "if thou takest heed to fulfill the statutes and judgments which the Lord charged Moses with concerning Israel. Be strong and of good courage. Dread not, nor be dismayed." The Lord sets people in responsible places not to act out their own wills, but his will. So long as they cherish his pure principles of government, he will bless and strengthen them, recognizing them as his instrumentalities. God never forsakes the one who is true to principle. Let those in positions of responsibility remember that we are approaching the perils of the last days. The whole world is passing in review before God. Let none make erring, finite beings their guide. God is the one who stands behind mortals, the one from whom all receive the wisdom and knowledge that enable them to do anything good. And God is willing to help everyone. He is no respecter of persons. Let those upon whom the Lord bestows rich gifts be guarded, lest pride and self-sufficiency obtain the control. The person who exerts a wide influence, the one that people are willing to follow, needs to be constantly prayed for and admonished by other workers. Let them pray that he or she may be kept from pride and self-exaltation. The title again, Departure from Integrity May Imperil the Soul. And much like previous, the focus is on Solomon, because he was considered the wisest man ever. But he drew away from God. He was caused to, or he wasn't caused, he chose heathen wives who distracted him from God onto other gods and idolatry. But here it is focusing more on the fact that he chose to follow God in his father's footsteps like David. And it was because God granted him the wisdom, the knowledge, discernment to lead Israel that he was able to be that kind of king. But it's only when he took his eye on God and more on the women, so to speak, that they drew him away. But it does say, did God make a mistake in putting Solomon in that position of great responsibility? And basically no, because Solomon did the work he was meant to do in building the temple and bringing all of Israel and the other nations together. But in doing so, he went a stage further on his own accord. But it then goes on to say, the Lord sets people in responsible places not to act out their own wills. And that's where Solomon went wrong. But his will. Solomon stopped reporting and or seeking God's guidance. And he chose his own way. So long as we cherish the pure principles of God's government, he will bless us and strengthen us and recognize us as his instrumentalities. God never forgets those who are true to him. As it says, God never sees the righteous forsaken. So those in positions of responsibility must remember we are in the last days. Things are going to get a whole lot worse. Whole lot worse. I know I've just come from a job. Well, just come a few months ago. The place was dark. And there was some wickedness going on there. And so I left. God is the one who stands behind mortals, the one from whom all receive the wisdom and knowledge that enable them to do anything good. God is willing to help everyone, bar none, so long as you are willing to go to him and acknowledge him as your God and creator. Don't rely on self and don't rely on any other self, person, any other mortal being, any other man, child, beast, whatever. You cannot rely on them for your guidance for yourself, because no one else knows what is going to come into you tomorrow. No one else knows if you're going to wake up in the morning. Only God knows, and only he can guide you as to where he wants you in a minute's time, the next day, next week, the next year. Trust and obey. There's no other way to be happy in Jesus than to trust and obey. Have a blessed Sabbath.